يسعد أوقاتكم. أنا حالياً بأمريكا بدعوة خاصة من شركة سيليز باعتباري واحد من أكثر الأطباء المؤثرين في السوشيال ميديا. بداية اللي ما بيعرف شركة سيليز هي واحدة من أكبر وأهم الشركات الأمريكية اللي قدرت خلال وقت قياسي تثبت حالها في مجال التجميل، لا سيما بعد ما اخترعوا وصنعوا أدوية مشتقة من نقي أو نخاع العظم. هالشيء اللي كان له تأثير وثورة كبيرة في مجال تجديد الشباب للجسم، الوجه والشعر. اليوم رح أخذكم معي في جولة في أنحاء الشركة ومختبراتها. رح يكون عندنا اجتماع خاص مع مدير الشركة، الدكاترة والقيمين على المشروع المهم والمفيد جدا للبشرية. رح أسألهم بعض الأسئلة ويجاوبونا على كل الأسئلة اللي ببالي واللي ممكن تكون بالكم. خلونا نشوف سوا. دكتور جون عم يشرح لنا الخصائص للمنتج اللي ممكن يكون مفيد للوجه، للبشرة وللجسم عموما.
This is from a clinical study that when these slides were captured was halfway done. It's just recently completed. So these people have been treated for 12 weeks out of a 24-week protocol.
القسم المهم الحقيقة والثوري اللي هو القسم المتعلق بالشعر، اللي ممكن يعيد شباب الشعر ويعيد نمو الشعر للناس اللي عندهم تساقط قريب أو بعيد، الناس اللي عندهم صلع حديث أو عندهم صلع وراثي.
Stem cells are a very important type of cell within the body. They can become any other kind of cell, but they also have another important role to play. They secrete messages called growth factors that actually influence the healing function of the body. If we want skin to be youthful, vibrant, we want it to have a glow, we want to have a high concentration of these stem cell growth factors that are influencing good healing all the time. It's really what makes skin look young.
عن معظم منتجات الستيم سيلز أو الخلايا الجذعية، في منها جزء له علاقة في الوجه في البشرة، وجزء له علاقة في العظم، جزء له علاقة في إعادة الشباب للجسم. لكن المهم في الموضوع واللي ممكن يعمل براء شغلة مهمة جدا اللي هو القسم المتعلق بالشعر، لأنه بروميسينج ولأنه فعلا ممكن يكون نقلة نوعية كبيرة في المجال. When it comes to hair growth, baldness, what's the role you think that stem cells can play?
The role of stem cells in promoting growth of hair is interesting. We actually can take these same growth factors that would be in a young hair follicle and we can reintroduce them. And this actually helps control the natural growth process of the hair. And what's great about this is it doesn't require any chemicals, anything that's toxic or unnatural. We're using only the body's natural proteins, natural messages to try and wake it up and behave exactly as it did 10 or 20 or 30 years ago.
Interesting. So what's the advantage of stem cells over the other treatments like PRP, like mesotherapy, or etc.?
What we're able to do in the laboratory as we control our stem cells is we're able to fine-tune and engineer exactly the proteins that we want to have reach the hair follicle. The downside of PRP is that it comes from the patient's own blood, and so if you're an older individual, you may not have all the good things in your blood that we need for the hair, and it's not as precisely engineered. It's not what we can do in the lab. So we take the concept of PRP, which is good, and we engineer it more precisely so that we can deliver exactly the molecules we want and the proteins we want, where we want them, when we want them, to promote hair growth.
Interesting. So everybody will ask where you get these stem cells.
We get our stem cells from an adult 20-year-old donor. We want younger cells because they have a younger biological age and they're easier for us to work with in the laboratory. And these are from consenting donors. It's a relatively painless process, and we get them from a lab that very carefully screens these individuals to ensure that they are a healthy donor. So we begin by taking the cells into our lab, and then we use them as a factory. So at the end of the day, the products that are here contain no human cells in them whatsoever.
Interesting.
They only contain the growth factors, the proteins that are so important for cellular intelligence.
Yes, I want to make sure for everybody that there's no contamination risk for viral or bacterial risks from the donor to a recipient.
There's multiple stages at which we prevent the transmission of any diseases. We begin, of course, with a healthy donor and healthy donor tissue. So we've already screened them for any possible
That's question.
things. So
Yeah.
first screening of the cells that we take into our lab. Then, again, we put these cells in our lab into special conditions, and we grow them and we monitor them, and they put out the proteins that we want. And then we remove the cells. So there's no human DNA, there's no cell particulates. We filter out anything that's larger than these very small growth factors. So what we end up with is a very pure solution that does not have any ability to transfer any diseases or even any DNA. There's no human remnants here. It's just a pure growth factor product. There's been many hundreds of thousands of people who have used it, and there's never been a single case of any side effect from any kind of disease transfer. So these products are safe scientifically, and they've been proven to be safe in the marketplace.
دكتورة فيتا تشرح لنا كيف يصير البروسيس، كيف يستحصلوا على الخلايا الجذعية بعد ما ياخذوها من ناس معطية ويعرضوها لعدة عمليات وإجراءات حتى يحصلوا على الخلايا الجذعية المستهدفة للي بدهم إياه، سواء بدنا نعمل إعادة نضار للبشرة أو إعادة نمو للشعر. Can you tell us some success stories that you met in your experience in these products?
We've had many people with rosacea, a redness condition that has a lot of inflammation and dryness and itching. We've had many people who are using just the skincare products. They used to use maybe a drug, a medicine, and they started using this, and they were able to just use these products to make their skin healthy and reduce the rosacea.
As I understand, also you start to do something interesting for bleaching or whitening the skin.
Yes, so these products actually, they turn down inflammation in the skin. Inflammation causes a lot of negative things.
BIH,
including PIH, melanin, uneven skin tone, and sometimes it's very subtle. Sometimes people have skin tone issues that it's not just a big dark spot, but it's just some unevenness of pigmentation. These products already can help smooth that out. We're in the lab right now, actually. We're developing new products, and we have a clinical trial that's just begun to test a whole new system for skin lightening. All this is natural. We're not using any drugs, really. We're using the body's natural biosignals, but we're manipulating them to be a little bit more what we want, which is to produce an even skin tone. So this is a new
product. You are trying to say that we can get the white, fair skin without the risk of using harmful medication or drugs.
Exactly. So this is the new science.
I know that you visit Middle East many times. So what you can tell people in Middle East about this product, revolutionary products that you invented lately?
So this is a relatively new science. We have validated it with actually a 4-month clinical trial here in the United States. They got really strong results. The treatment involves a combination of microneedling therapy, actually with this vial. So we treat the scalp with a microneedling pen, and we apply these stem cell growth factors specifically designed for hair growth.
Interesting.
There's also a home care component that is used in between the treatments in the office. And so you would go into the office maybe for 4 or 5 treatments, and every day at home you'll be using the home care products.
And you have 2 kinds of home.
Yes, this is a growth factor, and this is a botanical. So you're using the best of plant science and the best of human growth factor science together.
Interesting.
We're getting ready to launch now into the Middle East. So Dr. Fadi, I hope that you will be the first in Saudi Arabia to be doing these treatments. And we already know that the results for your patients will be very strong. You will see reduction in hair shedding as well as new growth of hair.
I'm optimistic also.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. خلصنا جولتنا بالشركة. مثل ما شفتوا تعرفنا على مختبرات الشركة، تعرفنا على المؤسس والمخترع الدكتور جون، طرحت بعض الأسئلة اللي أنا بشوف إنها كانت مهمة بالنسبة لكم ولإلي طبعاً، وشفنا المختبرات، شفنا كيف البروسيس، كيف بيصنعوا المنتج، وكيف بنحصل على الخلايا الجذعية بشكل عام. أنا شخصياً متفائل بالمنتج، إن شاء الله يكون في أمل لكل الناس اللي بيحاولوا أو بيتمنوا يحصلوا على شباب دائم، بشرة جميلة وشابة، وبالتأكيد شعر طويل للجميع. إن شاء الله نكون استفدتوا ونشوفكم دائماً بخير.